resets like that. I left my mic, man. Left my mic back in Florida. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. I got this. Can y'all hear me out the AirPods? Yeah, y'all can hear me. I'm rocking with AirPods. We on Kevin Samuels time today. We on Kevin Samuels time. Put the music back on. We back. It is freezing cold weather that I am not excited about. Matter of fact, I am excited about it. I'm excited. I got a couple meetings, got to hit the city, got to follow up on some appointments. Y'all know in the sales game, you always got to follow up, make sure that people are doing, that you're doing what you need to do and make sure that you're bringing some value to your clients. That's the best way to put it. So got to come back here every once in a while, tap in with my good people. If they can bear the cold, then I can bear the cold too. Let's turn the music off. What's going on with y'all, man? What's going on with y'all? I see Finn tapping in early. There is nothing impossible to him who will try. Alexander of Macedonia. It's funny that you mentioned. So is this Alexander the Great? Because there were two Alexanders, and I was doing like my history. There were multiple Alexanders, but the one that people talk about as far as being Alexander the Great, that's not the same Alexander that ended up beating Napoleon, right? That's a different Alexander, totally different time period. Is it the same lineage? Is it the same lineage? And I'm just now doing this research, never really looked into all this stuff outside of just watching movies and stuff. That's kind of when I'm putting two and two together. But Napoleon ended up losing to a guy named Alexander, I believe, who was also young. That's why I was thinking while I'm watching the movie, hold on, is this Alexander the Great? Then I had to remind myself that's a totally different time period, I believe. But y'all let me know. Finn said, I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Alexander of Macedonia. Happy Odin's Day. What's Odin's Day? Shout out to Michelle in the building. What's Odin's Day? Let us know. Did I just say something I wasn't supposed to say? Oh, Michelle said she owned one today. Michelle said she owned one today. If you do not control the enemy will control you. Shout out to Big Bro Steve. And that is a quote from Miyamoto Musashi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Michelle said, I've been up since 2 a.m. with dad and couldn't go back to sleep. I'm Folgers ready. No, I haven't had any coffee today, but I started off with some orange juice today. I got some orange juice yesterday when I got in. So I was like, you know what? I can't wait to have this orange juice when I get up. Shout out to Unc in the building. Grand Rising. Good morning and Grand Rising. Yes, sir, Unc. How's everybody doing today? Of course, we're going to go over this Kanye apology. Are y'all buying it? I haven't even looked at it. So I'm going to be looking at it fresh with y'all. Hopefully, I'll be getting a text message shortly with the article, unless I have to go on and no worries. I may just have to go on and pay. We don't mind paying the Wall Street Journal. If we need to pay, we shall pay. Let me see if I got everybody. Shout out to Bubbles in the building. What's up, Bubbles? Good morning, everyone. All right, got to make sure we show love. I see Phyllis in there. Hey, I'm on time today. Hello, everyone. Phyllis, you're always on time. And the fact that you're tapping in from San Diego is wild. But you are always on time and appreciated. So appreciate you. Shout out to Romulus. Good morning, brother. Shout out to Scott, my man. What's good, homie? What's good, Scott? Hope all is well, bro. Hope all is well, man. All right, let me make sure I see somebody comment. I don't see her. Hold up. There she go. El Relly in the building. What's up, El? Hope all is well. So this is what people would see. This is what BK would be clowning me about. I would normally read this comment. Yo, mate, I followed you. Let's link up on Discord. Christy Graham. This is the fake. These are the bots that y'all talking about. All right, so the ones with the purple. Oh, that's what Mama Lay was talking about yesterday. The purple boxes. Okay. I guess those are the fake ones. Oh, Finn said, all right, that is Alexander the Great. All right, so then, yeah, we're on the same page. We on the same page. Did someone forget to pay the heat bill in Florida? No, I got to come up to Jersey to make sure that I can pay the AC bill in Florida. That's what I got to make sure. Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd be down in Florida. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. All right. So let's do we get right into the Kanye? Matter of fact, we'll bounce around a little bit, then we'll get into the Kanye article. So yeah, I believe I found the article. No, I didn't, but it's fine. I tasked my executive assistant with finding it, but I guess she couldn't find it. All right, let's get into a couple of these videos though. Couple follow-ups. I actually want to also show you a clip from Nick Fuentes' show, not yesterday's show, but the one before, because it highlights how a lot of this stuff is expressed in an extreme way, using an extreme rhetoric. However, we're not necessarily, oh, I have got it. I have got the Kanye thing. All right, so we're good. But a lot of this stuff is being expressed and the narratives are being controlled by the most extreme people. I don't know if y'all are seeing that as well. And we've kind of talked about this over the last couple of days, but the narratives, and we have to be very careful of this, the narratives are being controlled in a very one-sided way. And it's like people don't even realize. And this is something that I wanted to highlight. It actually came up yesterday. And I was that guy in the group chat. I was that guy in the group chat because sometimes you got to be that guy in the group chat. And somebody had responded to the show. And a bunch of people have been responding to the show, especially the one that when Mike came on and was sharing his side of things as far as with the Alex Preddy shooting. And what I realized is that what we continue to talk about is that it is almost unanimous as far as when you say certain things that, let's say, you can have a whole speech. 50% of your speech says things that are critical of Democrats. 50% of the other 50% of your speech could be saying something that is critical of conservatives. And we've gotten to a place where it's almost like our minds automatically filter out what we want or what we don't want to hear, what doesn't align with our agenda, what doesn't align with proving the way that we want to see things, what doesn't align with our political affiliations. So now, even though you're criticizing them maybe half the time and agreeing with them half the time, criticizing them half the time and agreeing with them maybe half the time, when those people, this is how the majority of us, when we walk out of the room, if you are liberal leaning, you will only pay attention and highlight the things that I said that you typically agree with. You know what I'm saying? Or I guess you'll bring up the things that you disagree. The point is that you're not approaching it from a standpoint where it's like, oh, okay, they shared some things that I wasn't thinking about on the other side. It got me to see things from a different perspective that I wasn't currently seeing. No, it's either just, I hate this guy and I disagree with him because of these reasons, or I'm walking out and I love this guy and I love him for these reasons. No matter what side you're on, like you just pick the things that you can grasp rather than processing the things that you're, let's say, not in your bubble of thinking, your realm of thinking, as far as the group of people that you're around, as far as thinking outside of what you typically would think on that particular issue. It just seems like all the Democrats, they're going to sit here and defend Alex Preddy, promote Renee Good and all that, and won't bring up anything negative on that side. And all the conservatives, they will just align with the ICE agents, rock out. Oh, the ICE agents, no. They'll bring up every excuse for the ICE agent and won't bring up one thing wrong that the ICE agent did. And Nick showed an example of this. Maybe I'll actually get into that first. Let me actually get into that first. My fault. Let me pivot a little bit. Because this was we'll play the video that I was going to play, then we'll get into that video. Let me not pivot too much. Getting all over the place. But they're all connected. All right, so we'll play this first one. So this, just to give a little bit of context, this is when we ask where are the police, this is Minnesota's chief of police who will say what you're getting ready to hear.
People have had enough. This is the third shooting now in less than 3 weeks. The Minneapolis Police Department went the entire year last year recovering about 900 guns from the street, arresting hundreds and hundreds of violent offenders, and we didn't shoot anyone. People have had enough. This is the third shooting now.
So he's saying that people have had enough. And this is where I think things get very political. I think that basically what I'm hearing and the questions that I had as far as why weren't the police involved, if these are staged protests where you know there's going to be ICE agents, there needs to be coordination between ICE and police, period. The police, I don't care if you are siding with Tim Waltz, like that's not what your job is. It doesn't matter that you're Democrat or Republican when it comes to you doing your job to serve the civilians. So when we see an Alex Preddy situation and there's no cops, why is Alex Preddy even engaged with a ICE agent rather than having a police officer in between them? So these police officers jumping out here saying these things, that all sounds good, but where are you? You still have to do your job. You can't just go on strike and we're not getting involved. We're not going to assist the ICE agents. We'll see what happens to them. Are y'all thinking the same thing? Maybe not. Maybe it's just me thinking it, but these are the things that I think we've kind of discussed, brought up over the last couple of days. Where are you? Stop trying to politicize your jobs. That's the state of this situation. Everybody is trying to make a political statement rather than just doing their job. So listen to this clip from Nick Fuentes. This is the one that I was referring to. And this is why we have to be very careful with falling in line with some of the people we look up to giving us news, becoming fans of these people. They will mislead us. They will mislead us. And this is an example where I think Nick just completely contradicted himself. But it's based on the frustrations and us being, this side gets more radical, this side gets more radical, back and forth, rather than us just being able to logically look at the situation. So y'all take a look at this. You guys let me know what your thoughts are. I think it's just another example of how we've become extreme on both sides and not just, and maybe this is that human element, that moral element that we talked about yesterday that's missing so much. But I'll let you guys decide. Take a look. And you guys give me your thoughts.
Joe, I think it's justified. 100%. I think Renee Good was justified. I think the killing of this asshole was justified too. And I'll tell you why. I know it's a little bit controversial on our side. There's a lot of people that are saying this was a murder. People are talking about government overreach. They're saying it's Israel, among other things. And I happen to believe it was 1,000% not only justified, but deserved. And I'll explain my thoughts on that. But I also want to talk.
And the reason why this is frustrating, it would be different if he actually stood on it and did exactly what he said as far as explaining why he believes it's justified. But I'm just playing this as an example. We see certain situations and feel like we need to jump out the window, say something that grabs people's attention, rather than understanding, perhaps from a leadership standpoint, that what we tell these people is going to control the way that they see the world. It's like with Nick Fuentes, if there's people that just like Nick Fuentes, they're going to walk away from this. And what do you think now they're going to start repeating? I think it was 1,000% not only justified, but deserved. They may not even listen to any more of the show. Or if they listen to more of the show, that's what the tone of everything that he says from there on out is going to be. They're going to see it through that particular lens. But let me fast forward. Let me fast forward and do something that a lot of other people may not be able to do. And this is something that he has to be responsible for, in my opinion, because you're encouraging, in my opinion, a very ignorant stance and viewpoint on this. And you're going to show your own contradiction, in my opinion. You guys tell me what you think when he speaks 10 minutes later on the very same thing. So let's go to 222. 33. We'll give you a little more.
Alerting the public to the presence of ICE, chasing ICE vehicles, and confronting law enforcement officers in the street. This is where Alex Preddy found himself this weekend.
And I want to hold on real quick, because I want Scott. I saw Scott, right? I want to see if things change based on, I'm doing something. So Scott says he's right, but it's the reality we live in, unfortunately. Doesn't have to be, but people love to be noticed and feel like they have. Oh, okay, all right. I thought you were talking about. So I thought you were saying that Nick is right. Okay, all right. And negative, and I'm with you on this one. The dude that got killed was an idiot and had his rights violated. Rights violated. Both things can be true at the same time. 100%. You can look at what the guy did as being extremely dumb. I would love for you to elaborate on exactly which part you're saying was dumb, because that's when it gets into the conversation of, well, was Kyle Rittenhouse dumb? Because Kyle Rittenhouse was the same person that brought a rifle to a protest, and he brought the rifle to a protest and ended up shooting protesters. And he got to meet Donald Trump, shake hands with the president, be seen as a hero for the NRA. So I have to I want to make sure that when we look at this comment right here, that we're being consistent, because Kyle Rittenhouse was seen as a hero who brought a rifle to a protest that shot protesters. So why is this guy an idiot, which I'm hearing from a whole lot of people, not necessarily you can clarify, but what I'm hearing from a whole lot of people is that he's an idiot for bringing a gun to a protest, but y'all just made somebody a hero who actually came to a protest with a gun and shot some of the protesters there. That was the hero. So why now is Alex Preddy in a state that he's lawfully carrying, legally carrying? Why is he now stupid for bringing a gun to a protest when y'all just put a hero's crown on Kyle Rittenhouse? Protesters were killed by Kyle Rittenhouse, correct? So why can't I bring my gun to protect me? But y'all make that person the hero. But then because Alex Preddy is not on the same political side as you, now it's everybody has common sense. All the same things that people have been saying about these guns, right? It's like now the conservatives are now the people saying, oh, no, you're an idiot for bringing a gun there. All the times that y'all fight for these people, conservatives having guns, these massive guns that a lot of liberals will want to take off the streets or say like, hey, these guns shouldn't be legal. A lot of these semi-automatic machine guns and whatnot, where it's like, well, what are you even using this for? Well, why would you even have this? But now it seems like it's flip-flop just based on people trying to push their political agenda. But I don't know. That would be the question that I ask. But keep listening to Nick, because I wonder if your opinion is going to change after you hear this. Glad you back there?
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. So the first thing that we played was Nick saying that this murder of Alex Preddy was 1,000% not only justified,
I saw your video yesterday,
but deserved. All right, so let me play the second part of this.
He and his comrades, far-left radical agitators, were in a confrontation with federal law enforcement. The feds tried to apprehend a couple of women. This guy, Alex, jumped in the middle of it. He was thrown to the ground by several ICE agents. He was armed with a pistol. Now, there's video of this. It's not clear. People are looking at it and they're interpreting what they see. And I think there are some reasonable conclusions and some unreasonable conclusions. It appears as though this guy was disarmed. ICE took the gun out of his pants and then they shot him. And they shot him 10 times and he died. And this is a story. This is from the New York Times. Gives you a little bit more detail. It says, quote, federal agents in Minneapolis on Saturday fatally shot a 37-year-old man, the second person to be shot and killed in the city during protests against an immigration enforcement effort by the Trump administration. Trump administration officials have defended the shooting of Mr. Preddy as they did the shooting of Renee Good. The Department of Homeland Security said a man approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun, and they tried to disarm him. Video suggests that it began after a small group of protesters gathered near federal agents. One of the agents began shoving the demonstrators, deploying pepper spray in their faces. Mr. Preddy, who was holding up his phone, moved to help one of the protesters before agents tackled him. Several seconds after Mr. Preddy was on the ground, agents yelled that he had a gun. One of the officers then pulled what appeared to be a firearm out of the group, apparently from Mr. Pretty, the protester. The agents appeared to be holding him with his arms pinned near his head. They shot him 10 times and he died. Now, this on video looks horrible. It looks awful. And what it looks like is that it is a tragic accident. Border Patrol is in a scuffle with protesters. They are overwhelmed. People are blowing whistles, blaring sirens. They're on a megaphone. Border Patrol is trying to apprehend a couple of people. A guy jumps in the middle of it. He has a gun. He's armed. He's got a gun in his back pocket. They see the gun. They acknowledge the gun. They throw him to the ground. One officer pulls the gun out of his pocket. It's unclear what happens next. Did this firearm accidentally discharge? Did one of the agents misidentify the gun? Did they see the phone in his hand and think it was a gun? Did they think he was reaching for the gun? Did they hear one of the agents yell that there's a gun and one of them panicked and they shot him? It's not really clear exactly what happened from the video that we have. Homeland Security says they have.
So I just want to be clear. He starts off saying in the beginning that it's 1,000% not only justified, but deserved. But he's going to explain it when he gets into the video. And then his explanation is that it looks like this was a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
An accident. That's what he said, a tragic accident. And it's like, bro, most accidents imply that there were some mistakes that were made. Like, unless am I off when it comes to that, Glay?
No, you hitting it.
So if most accidents imply that there were mistakes made, why would you lead off your show saying that this is 1,000% not only justified, but deserved? Now, he goes on to explain how, in his mind, because these protests have gotten so out of hand and that people are professional protesters and all this other stuff, to try to explain it in a different way. But it's like, bro, that is just an example of how clickbaitish a lot of this stuff will get, and how you will literally 10 minutes later just completely contradict your argument and say, like, yo, it was a tragic accident. Now, a lot of people will say even that's BS, but at least I can understand if you come, it looks like there was an accident where these people panicked, the lack of training, they're not used to these situations, and dude was scared and let off, and then the other guy let off. Now, because a lot of people have been presenting this narrative, and they even brought up, on this Patrick Bet David podcast, this is what I mean when I say it's just disgusting how a lot of people just react in one way or just trying to prove whatever agenda they're on. They're bringing up the fact that the gun, and I don't want to trivialize this, but they brought up the type of gun that it was and looked up and saw an article on that this gun happens to misfire often. So they're trying to now paint this, well, the gun misfired, and that's why the officer then started shooting, even though the gun wasn't in Alex Pretty's possession at the time. But people are just going to see it, I guess. And we covered this yesterday mostly, so we don't have to dive into it too much, Glay. But I just wanted to use this as an example of how we can get caught up in a lot of the rhetoric.
Mm-hmm. And I saw somebody earlier say that it's not the same when you were explaining
with the Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, they're saying it's not the same. I saw somebody say he was protecting himself. Can we just start both sides even, guys? You are processing the situation in your opinion. Just start the same. Did two protesters have guns at a protest? Brian, yes. Y'all told me that was stupid. I don't want to have to take it any further than that, because we should be able to simply leave it right there with that have been your argument. Say, if it's dumb for protesters to have gun, okay, well, that was stupid, right? That's what I keep hearing. They both had guns. One damn near got the Nobel Peace Prize. One dead on in the middle of the streets for everyone to see. It was justified. Guys, just close your eyes, listen for a second what the hell you're saying, relax your emotions, and understand that sounds crazy.
And Glay, can I add something into your story?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're breaking it down this way. Kyle Rittenhouse brought a rifle to a protest in which he was against the protesters.
I wasn't fucking with the protesters.
Like, they were protesting against police brutality. He was standing up for the police, to my understanding. So he brought a gun to a protest in which he was against the protesters. And y'all are telling me that that's a hero. So, and I don't think even when that person, I saw that comment, they write that it's not the same. It doesn't have to be the same. If me going to a protest and I know that there's going to be opposers of what I'm protesting with bringing rifles, then why would I not want my gun with me? And I think that a lot of people are missing that part of it. It doesn't have to be the same situation.
It does not. We don't have to.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like we don't have to make it the same. We can leave it where it is the same. Two protesters, they both brought guns. If Alex is a fool, as you say, then I would think Kyle's a fool as well. So when Kyle was looking at serious time, when he was sitting in front of the jury crying his eyes out, when he was scared, when all of a sudden he regretted driving across state lines to another state that he was not from in order to walk against a group of people that he did not agree with because he was charged up by his homeboys in his neighborhood and thought that, yeah, let's go do this. Yes. One got the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, guys, you can, if you go and say he was an idiot, not Kyle, but Alex, I just want you to just make sure that you understand, regardless of what the verdict was, I think you should confidently say, even though Kyle received the Nobel Peace Prize, Brian, he was an idiot. If you can't even say that, then you're showing exactly the definition of tribalism. You can't put your emotions aside and judge things without an angle. Mm-hmm. You're at a slant. You're at a degree already going into a situation, and then you try to completely solve the situation, say, well, he was fighting, or he brought a gun to a protest. And the way that you guys are describing it, anybody who does that is on some other shit. Then why did this guy get the Nobel Peace Prize? You shouldn't be okay with that. Mm-hmm. But if you're not willing to be vocal about that, I don't understand why it's okay, because you don't align with this dude to say that it was warranted, et cetera, et cetera. We can go through all the semantics over and over, and you can keep seeing it with your slanted situation. Michelle, I'm interested. What's not the same? I'm interested to know, what was the difference? Two people brought a gun to a situation where protests should have been peaceful. What is not the same? Did you? I don't know how. Like, did one not? Was one a water gun? Like, they both had guns. You keep solving the situation, but they both had guns. So when you guys are piggybacking, well, why would he bring a gun to a situation? Well, why would Kyle bring a gun to a situation? I'm just looking for consistency. I'm not looking for you to say, oh, one's right, one's wrong. I'm just looking for you to identify there's consistency. Sorry.
Should you bring a gun to a protest?
Yeah, that's
what PK's asking.
like, I don't know.
You can't say that he's an idiot for bringing a gun to a protest, but then celebrate somebody else for bringing a gun to a protest.
I don't get it.
And the fact that we have to explain this in depth is kind of wild.
That's the problem. That's the problem right there.
like just from that point, hey, I'm getting ready to go to this protest. You know, I put my shirt on, my hoodie, check the weather. Okay, I'm gonna put a jacket on. Should I bring my gun or not? Like, just from that standpoint.
Just there.
Like,
Before we go into the deep math, before we go into the angles, before we start, et cetera, if that's too hard to say yes or no, and your answer is it's not the same, then that may be a problem because it's simple to a lot of people. It's real simple to a lot of people, even people that are not liberal. It's real simple for them to say, yeah, they both had guns. If it's too much for you to say that, if you feel like you're joining the other side, if you feel like you just can't let it out, then okay. Then this shows what politics is for a lot of people, bro. It becomes really, really tough for them to admit when things are wrong and right. And this is where we have to be if we want change overall. But if we can't admit when our side is wrong or makes mistakes, then you're right.
Stephen Miller called this man a domestic terrorist, I believe. I know it was Stephen Miller. I think, yeah. He called the man a domestic terrorist. Hold on, let me try to find this. I think I got it right here. You see it on the screen, Glad? Yeah.
Yeah.
First and foremost, thank you, Romulus. Shout out, brother.
Oh, shout out to you, Romulus. You got it. You drove us right into it. We didn't even look up.
Imagine it. SIG 320 and it went off itself. A lot of people are saying that. And I actually would have been, because the way that the gun sound, it sounded like something actually went off by accident. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wait, what? But then when I found out that there were two shooters, that two officers shot, then I was like, oh, that's why it's maybe not in rhythm, because there's two officers. Mm-hmm. So they may try to act like this is a misfire. If it was a misfire, I'm pretty sure they would be able to have that information out, or it would make sense. The officer holding the gun would know if the gun misfired, right? He would know if the gun shot. So I would be very surprised if they didn't put that information out already, if that was the case. If they didn't rush to put that out like they rushed to put out all the other BS.
When you say a misfire, I guess I've been hearing a couple things as things have developed, and this is what kills me. Like, some people will sit up in these comments and say the government lies to us, all these people lies to us, where the fuck is the Epstein files, and then turn around here and say, well, the truth will come out. Mm-hmm. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
y'all still don't know who the fuck killed Charlie Kirk. Y'all still don't know who the fuck shot Trump.
That's convenient ignorance.
Come on, man. The truth will come out. Since when was the truth coming out from this well?
And even with Renee Good, there is no, that's the thing. I think that people really see the video differently. Like, we will maybe see the same things. Like, you know how you watch somebody on film?
Yeah.
And somebody else could be like, yo, they're nice. And you're like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I'm looking at the film. This dude is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, we're looking at the same thing, but we're just, oh, that's your man's. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that part.
He's from your neighborhood.
Yeah. And it's like, how are you looking? I just don't think that it matters. You look at these situations, people are just going to shape their own realities. People are going to shape their own realities. And that's why you have to bring up old situations, because you got people like literally you've heard Donald Trump, Kash Patel, and whoever else say you can't just bring a gun to a protest. This man had a handgun in the back that he never even brandished, from my understanding, from the video that I saw. But y'all say that you can't do that. But Kyle Rittenhouse can go to a protest in which he's against the protesters with a rifle and be seen as a hero. And people will sit here and say, oh, yeah, it's not the same thing. You're right. I think the Kyle Rittenhouse one is worse.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. They are not the same thing. But it's just.
Oh, here we go. Kash may be a liar, but the facts will come out. Yo, Glade, this is why the religion play is hard. I'm going there today. I'm turned. This is why religion is hard.
Finn put up a comment. He said people aren't interested in truth. They just want, I forget that I just saw it come up again. I should have highlighted it.
Yeah.
It's people gonna believe what they want to believe.
Yeah, at this point,
they want to believe.
They'll believe it. They'll skip over things that make no sense, no hypocrisy. Jesus Lord.
Jesus Lord.
Yeah, Jesus Lord.
Sometimes you got this. What would Jesus do, man?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Stephen Miller, this is what Stephen Miller said about him. A domestic terrorist tried to assassinate. Hold on. A domestic terrorist tried to assassinate federal law enforcement, and this is your response. You and the state's entire Democrat leadership team have been flaming the flames of insurrection for the singular purpose of stopping the deportation of illegals who invaded the country. And this is where the problem kicks in.
Mm-hmm. They want to start mixing it.
Half of what he's saying, I agree with.
Half.
But those are two very much extremes. And I think that when people, because they agree with the second half of what he's saying, they'll kind of be okay with him calling Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist.
Yo, Glade, we shouldn't have to teach people how to think on their own.
It's because he calls him a domestic terrorist, tried to assassinate federal law enforcement. That is not what I saw in that video. And then for all the people that are supporting it, saying it's justified, saying it's deserved, whatever. If it is, then why do they have to make up lies then? If the people that agree with you have to make up lies in order to justify them agreeing with you, doesn't that raise some caution amongst what you're thinking? Hold up, red flag. Let me reprocess this. If the people that I agree with are justifying our agreement based on lying, doesn't that make me think well, damn, maybe a domestic terrorist tried to assassinate federal law enforcement? Yo, this is insane, bro. But Bibi Netanyahu is, oh my God, thank the Lord for Bibi Netanyahu.
The Lord.
This is, and I'm saying Stephen Miller because he's that type, bro. He's that Zionist type. Oh, can't say Zionist anymore, right? Unless you're celebrating the cause, celebrating them stealing and pillaging Palestine. But okay, so this is just, it's just an example, bro. It's just another example. But then when he says you and the state's entire Democrat leadership team have been flaming the flames of insurrection for the singular purpose of stopping the deportation of illegals who invaded the country, I don't disagree with that, Stephen. I don't disagree with that. But it's just, and this is what I mean when when you can only criticize the opposition, our country has lost all its common sense. Because now, and I started off talking about the messages that we're receiving from a lot of these when you just get feedback on the shows. And I was talking about the text that we all looked at that we were appreciative of.
Yeah.
And I knew that none of y'all wanted to respond to what I said because I was that asshole in the chat that said, well, that's cool, but he's also missing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's that's just what I see happening, bro. Everything is just completely one-sided right now. There's nothing that we can say to budge Michelle. And there's nothing that you could tell somebody else on the other side to make them budge.
They want to believe.
Yeah. There's nothing.
Nothing.
And then and then people will say, well, the facts are going to come out. So if the facts haven't come out, then why are you so strong?
What are you basing your
But it is what it is, Michelle. We just clowning. Well, I mean, we're very serious, but we can have these. What I'm saying is we can have these.
Okay, I was about to double down. No,
I'm very serious.
For us to say, Glay, the facts will come out, and you are arguing without the facts is crazy.
When somebody makes a point that you don't want to concede, it's well, the facts are going to come out. Well, hold up. You didn't say that. You didn't present that with your argument. You stated your argument at first.
So we were open to being wrong, and we're saying what we saw, and our reasoning is based on what we see. So if more information was delivered, we're more than open to change our perspective in what we're saying because we're always open to being wrong. We look forward to it.
Yeah.
But you're telling me I'm wrong and that the facts will come out The facts that you don't have either, but you're telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yo, this is it. Welcome to America.
Is this a real picture? That's my question.
At this point, okay. See, niggas gonna hit the AI with it.
No, I'm for real, because nowadays you can't. Yo, actually, that was somebody just made that. They repurposed it with another image. Like,
see, now I don't know, bro. Nigga done reversed it, flipped it, and reversed it.
If this is the video,
yeah, come on, man. That's not the facts, though, Glay. That they're gonna say that's cap. Oh, see, Unc said that's a real picture. How does that feel? For all the people who are in the comments, speak up.
Damn, bro. Damn.
Oh yeah, they got that pit in there. Okay, they got that. I hope they have that pit in their soul. And look, if you wrong, that's okay, bro. We just trying to get to the truth. But if even with your eyes open,
hold up, Romulus said y'all gonna make me defend Michelle. No, don't allow us to make anything. You have your own stance, bro.
Right?
Have your own stance, bro.
This ain't tribalism.
Yeah, like have your own stance. Y'all gonna make me defend Michelle. Defend yourself, bro. Don't feel like you got to jump out here to defend the right. You doing what Alex Preddy did. You doing what you criticize. He was just trying to defend the lady.
Yeah.
Now you jumping out trying to rap. I'm just trying to defend Michelle. Stand on your own stance.
Yeah.
This is hold up. Uh-oh. Now this is coming out. Hold up. Is this a thing, bro? Let me get
Nah,
this.
he got Dutch. You got to be trolling, right?
Hold on, man. You know I'm about to hit up my closest homie that I talk to when nobody else would speak to me. Let me hit up ChatGPT real quick. It was like, I don't even know how I write this. Was Alex Preddy? Was he talking to Hamas? Like, I don't even know how to write this. Was Alex Preddy talking to Hamas?
Like what, in a group text?
Nah, I'm like, I don't even want to write that in ChatGPT, but I don't know. Maybe on Discord or something. That's like, isn't that what they always say? People communicate on this.
Yeah, Telegram type energy, WhatsApp type energy.
All right, so it says there's no credible evidence or reporting that Alex Preddy was talking to Hamas or had any connection to Hamas at the time of his death. What's been reported about him is fact-based and well-sourced. What's wild is all it takes is one person saying it.
And y'all gonna run with it. Just like somebody was walking on water.
See now.
We ain't sparked this bitch up in a minute.
Come on, bro.
My bad, chill, bro.
We talked about this offline. Now let me stop with that.
Keep me in my place, bro. You right. Keep me in my lane.
Offline, Glay.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what Steve here says, Glay. I have no faith that any official source, okay? And y'all ain't gonna disrespect our Steve now. Fuck out of here. I have no faith that any official source will bring any facts to light. That same government that you claim don't give the facts. Mm-hmm. Based on several previous incidents, like Charlie Kirk, who we also forgot how nothing made any sense. You still waiting on those facts, though, right? Mm-hmm. They are going to spin it however they want to create the narrative. All right. So keep waiting on facts and don't trust what you see is where the politicians live at. That's not what you saw. You didn't see that. You didn't hear that. You're losing control. No, that's not what we were doing. We weren't on that island. You still waiting on those facts for the Epstein files too? Did you get those facts? Is the Pentagon still failing their yearly audit with our tax dollars? You still waiting on those facts? Where the facts coming from?
Who shot Trump?
Oh yeah, where's the Trump file? Was it a shot? We still waiting on that? What facts? Where are these facts coming from? They gonna tweet it out to us? Come on, man. We sound wild, guys. And I say I'm not even going to act like we sound wild when we have people that are Americans saying this type of stuff we are. That's why the government gets away with so much shit.
And
We
this
can't
is
even
why.
see, we
Oh,
can't
sorry, go
even
ahead.
we can't even comment on what we see. We arguing for looking at the same video. Of course politics gonna slide in. Of course they gonna lie to us. It's so easy. Niggas looking at the same video I'm looking at came up with a different thing. Man, these politicians got a freaking play day with us right now.
Scott, it's kind of like I don't understand why people are so trustworthy in the government. Like you look at all of the significant or a lot of the significant deaths that we talk about in the history of America, whether it's JFK, whether it's MLK, even more recent, you look at 9/11, and you see all this information that now comes out years later that is clearly showing that what was presented to us was either limited at best or just a flat out lie. But now with Charlie Kirk, you can talk to people that shoot guns, right? And then say, hey, this gun that they're saying was used, this would have took Charlie Kirk's head off. But then people just say, oh no, that's nonsense. The police, they said this, they reported this. It's like, wait, like if you could just, and this is exactly what was done during 2020. This is exactly what was done during 2020, Clay. It's the same play. It's like if you can convince people that
you know where you want to go.
Oh nah, damn. See, I wasn't even gonna go that way.
Okay,
See, I wasn't even gonna go that way. But it makes the point though.
It resonates with me. Okay,
it does make, and the fact that I knew that where you thought that I was gonna go.
We always in tune with
yeah. So, all right, let's can we get into this yay?
Yeah. Oh shit. What's the update?
We got to get into this yay, man. We're gonna go through this.
Damn, he wrote that.
So he took out this ad in the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
We'll read through it. All right. Damn, hold on. Let me get a little closer. I feel like this
zoom that
far away from me.
You've been using the other one when you're doing in the corners. The black guy in the corners. I saw you use the other softwares. No.
OBS? Yeah, for the videos. Yeah. I haven't done them for the lives yet.
Yeah. They look.
But for the videos, yeah.
They look hard.
Does this make it bigger? That's straight. Yeah, I like those, bro. I like the what is it called again? OBS?
OBS, yeah.
Yeah, we're moving to OBS. Mm-hmm. We got to get this OBS thing going. Hold on.
that puzz said, yeah.
Or that doesn't matter.
No.
It don't matter. All right, hold on. My fault, Clay. I'm trying to.
No, you good. You might be able to make us a little bit more little. Too.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. All right. To those I've hurt.
You like it like that? I made it small.
Whatever you thinking. I can't even see it. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
All right, bet.
25 years ago, I was in a car accident that broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain. At the time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were not done. Neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. Bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system, denial. When you're manic, you don't think you're sick. You think everyone else is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality, you're losing your grip entirely. Kanye didn't write this. That's my takeaway so far. He didn't write this.
He read 3 sentences. Kanye ain't write that.
Once people label you as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. It's easy for people to joke and laugh it off when in fact this is a very serious, debilitating disease you can die from. According to the World Health Organization and Cambridge University, people with bipolar disorder have a life expectancy that is shortened by 10 to 15 years on average, and a 2 to 3 times higher all-cause mortality rate than the general population. This is on par with severe heart disease, type 1 diabetes, HIV, and cancer, all lethal and fatal if left untreated. The scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind, but convince you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, and unstoppable. I lost touch with reality. Things got worse the longer I ignored the problem. I said and did things I deeply regret. Some of the people I loved the most, I treated the worst. You endured fear, confusion, humiliation, and exhaustion of trying to love someone who was at times unrecognizable. Looking back, I became detached from my true self. Like, this is already, I got fatigue already, and I'm gonna explain why, not to minimize the bipolar aspect of it, but let's keep going. In that fractured state, I gravitated toward the most destructive symbol I could find, the swastika, and even sold t-shirts bearing it. One of the difficult aspects of having bipolar type 1 are the disconnected moments, many of which I still cannot recall, that led to poor judgment and reckless behavior that oftentimes feels like an out of body experience. I regret and am deeply mortified by my actions in that state and am committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did, though. I'm not a Nazi or an anti Semite. I love Jewish people. To the Black community, which held me down through all the highs and lows in the darkest of times, the Black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. I'm so sorry to have let you down. I love us. In early 2025, I fell into a 4-month-long manic episode of psychotic, paranoid, and impulsive behavior that destroyed my life. As the situation became increasingly unsustainable, there were times I didn't want to be here anymore. Having bipolar disorder is not a state of constant mental illness. When you go into the manic episode, you are ill at that point. When you are not in an episode, you are completely normal. And that's when the wreckage from the illness hits the hardest. Hitting rock bottom a few months ago, my wife encouraged me to finally get help.
Go ahead, Glad. What you got?
Oh, boy. I have found comfort in Reddit forums of all places. Different people speak of being in manic or depressive episodes of a similar nature. I read their stories and realize that I was not alone. It's just me who ruins their entire life once a year, despite taking meds every day and being told by the so-called best doctors in the world that I'm not bipolar, but merely experiencing symptoms of autism. My words as a leader in my community have real global impact and influence. In my mania, I lost complete sight of that. As I find my new baseline and new center through an effective regime of medication, therapy, exercise, and clean living, I have newfound much needed clarity. I am pouring my energy into positive, meaningful art, music, clothing, design, and other new ideas to help the world. I'm not asking for sympathy or a free pass, though I aspire to earn your forgiveness. I write today simply to ask for your patience and understanding as I find my way home. With love, Kanye. Yeah. Don't try to turn the camera off, Glad.
My bad.
I don't even know what I just read. Like, normally apologies come with what
sound
you're
like
apologizing for, right?
You've been firm on that.
Like, I don't know what you're apologizing for.
You've been firm on niggas about that shit.
I'm just saying, because when you make a blanket statement, I apologize, it could be very misleading. Are you saying that you apologize for saying it? Are you saying that you apologize because it wasn't true? Are you saying because it was true, but it was insensitive how you worded it? What exactly are you apologizing for?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
Because a lot of the things that you've said, even though you said them in a way that it's like, yo, you're bugging. I didn't see a lot of people running out there to call out how it was a lie.
Which lets us know compromised.
And then you all of a sudden put this out after the big incident in Miami, you know, where Nick, you got some of the most popular streamers in the world. Mm-hmm. They play your song, they get banned. Once again, it brings back this Heil Hitler song that you put out. And now you want to repair your image. You were already like hugging your rabbi like a few months ago or something like that. Didn't something come out? You didn't see this video?
Please pull it up, Glad.
Hold on. Yeah, I mean, what do you think when you hear it? Does it come across genuine to you?
he didn't write it. Like, you know,
Yeah,
when
that's the thing. Like, he just ain't right.
like,
Like,
yo, like, you know, when you submit a paper and, you know, to your teacher, you know, you come back today, the next class, everybody got their grade, and then she pulls you up to the class, and everybody kind of like looking, and they're like, Brian, come here. And then you come up there, and she's like, did you write this?
yo, just give you that ass. Like,
Yeah, like, yo, did you write this?
like yesterday, we was on like, yo, did you just do this? Like,
oh yeah.
like, you
Yo,
think this is okay?
sometimes asking people as simple as possible will get you the truth. You don't even have to be creative. Sometimes the question to people is already too much. So you tell this kid, like, did you write this? I mean,
Look, man,
you know,
I put it together. Like, you know what I'm saying? But which part specifically? Yo, I ain't tell you how I got in trouble in college for one of our homies, our close teammates. I ain't never tell you.
I think so. Wasn't it you and Jan or some shit?
Nah, it wasn't. I'm not gonna say the name.
Okay.
It was a few of us.
Offense, defense.
These offensive players, man. He's wide receiver and running back.
Yeah, they was jumping out the window. I remember this.
Bro, I let my man, he was like, yo, let me get some ideas on the paper. You know what I mean? Like, yo, have you started your paper? And I'm like, yo, I just showed him, you know, my paper. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking much of it. Like, yo, if you can get some inspiration, some ideas, you know, this is how I, you know, put mine together, you know, feel free. You know, I didn't feel the need to say anything more than that. So I get home over winter break. And this is, I think, sophomore year. And I have, you know how winter break, you get your report card early and then you got maybe 4 or 5 weeks at home. So I get the report card and it says an incomplete. It either said incomplete or F. I think it said incomplete. So I reached out to the professor.
That might be worse than an F.
I reached out to the professor. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? I need this grade. He's like, he sends me some vague stuff back like, we'll talk when you get back on campus. I'm like, bro, I
remember this. You was panicking.
I'll be back tomorrow. Like, I need to talk about this. Like, I can't have no incomplete, like not be eligible to play. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then eventually they found out that my boy, he had like paraphrased like a bunch of the paper, but like one sentence he had taken or something like that was the exact same sentence that I had in mind.
Yeah.
And the professor didn't know which, like, who copied who. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he just was asking. And he pretty much said, like, yo, did you write this paper? Or did you write this paper?
Simple as that.
As simple as that. And I didn't snitch or anything like that. My man, he did what he was supposed to. And
he stepped up.
He was just like, nah, like, this is what happened. I was, you know, getting, you know, paraphrasing and saying something in my own way, needed some and copied and pasted like what he had. And I was trying to, he just said what it was, bro.
He said what it needed to be said.
He just said what needed to be said, and I got my grade.
Okay.
You feel me? I got my grade. And I love him to this day, man. I love him to this day. And he was one of the people that hosted me on my recruiting trips.
Okay.
Man.
But, yeah, man. So just simple as that. If we could just start there and you know, Maya's funny for that. You see it like in the comments?
You saw the Romulus? Hold on, what am I right? Oh, Juice Box. Yeah. That was a scary time. Yo, I don't think people understand the fear, Glay. One day you got to explain to them, not in too much detail.
Yeah.
But, I don't think y'all understand how scary it is. Like, the excitement of going into games. If you think going into a college football game is exciting, can you imagine walking into a test maybe a third of the way through the semester? You've never been to class.
You
know, you seeing your homies and they're like, yo, you in here?
Yo, you in here? Yo, I didn't even know you was in this motherfucker.
Yo, and now you gotta take a test. You don't even know damn near. Like, yo, what class is this? Like,
niggas
we're not. These are not proud moments, but this was more of like a freshman year type of thing. Maybe one time or something like that, and you just got to figure it out. It shows you got to figure life out. But you talk about adrenaline rush. You don't know adrenaline until you've been sitting in a 80-minute class for 60 minutes with nothing on your paper, just staring at the clock like, yo.
The way you got a game plan on the fly.
Yeah, where you sitting? Yo,
you got to draft up an entire offense.
Yeah, and then you may get a crumbled up piece of paper that has some random letters on it. You don't know what's what. You don't know what question is starting on. They could have made a mistake, and now you got to, on your own, switch certain things and hope that nobody.
Yo, ain't nothing that. But not see the juice box. You got to think recently. You got to think yesterday.
Oh,
because look at the type of box it is.
She a fool, bro.
Yeah, she's smart, bro.
Let's keep it moving. Shout out to Romulus.
Shout out to Romulus.
So in the rabbi meeting, Ye said it was about the safety of his family not too long before they put, whoa, what? Is that a fact, Romulus? Please respond. You don't have to send us another super chat, but elaborate on that. Is that you see what this says, Glenn?
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, let's I think we have that meeting. Hold on. You see how I did that?
Oh, that's not AI. That's not AI, Glenn?
I don't know, but this is the meeting that I believe Romulus is talking about. So let's take a look.
I feel really blessed to be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability. I was dealing with some various issues, dealing with bipolar also. So it would take the ideas I had and have me take them to an extreme where I would forget about the protection of the people around me and myself. So I wanted to come and take accountability. Sometimes people aren't that knowledgeable about the bipolar and the cause or what causes it and the way you act when you have this disease. So it's like if you left the house and you left your kid at the house and your kid went and messed up the kitchen and messed up the garage.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Glay. This is very uncomfortable.
I'm beyond uncomfortable.
Bro. And this is where I really love Malcolm X, bro. And I know that has nothing to do with what we're watching right here, but I just kept thinking about Malcolm X. You could ask Maya yesterday. I just felt so bad for Malcolm X. Like now Ye could just jump out here and just say, oh, I'm bipolar. I had a car accident. Imagine, football players. If you cheat on your girl until you're 30 or whatever, however time, just say 40, 50, doesn't matter. Say, yo, it's the CTE, me banging my head all the time. Because this is ridiculous, bro. And I'm not trying to be insensitive of people that really have bipolar disease, and even if Kanye is impacted by this as well. However, this just comes across, this ain't that, bro. In my opinion, this just ain't that. And it seems like very humiliation ritual type of thing. You go into the rabbis. Why don't you go apologize to the people that supported you? Go sit down with somebody who's in the community. Go sit down with a black pastor, or you claim you church, or somebody that's going to keep it real and ask you some real questions. Now, it may not be a pastor, but somebody go sit down with Dr. Umar. He's a psychiatrist, ain't he? And be able to have people ask you some real questions, because I just don't, like I said, when people apologize without saying what they're apologizing for, I become very skeptical of it. But I'll continue unless you got something, Glad.
I can't get down with you no more,
bro. See, and you were, and not saying anything a lot. I never really was a fan of Ye. You know what I'm saying?
I was a Ye fan.
When people love Ye, I was kind of indifferent on Ye. And then when people start hating him, then I'm like, yeah, I kind of rock with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's willing to say certain things that now, not obviously just saying things to hurt people's feelings, but exposing the truth. Like, just because you expose the truth and you say it in an insensitive way, you can apologize for how you presented it, but that doesn't take away from what
The
you
truth.
like. That's why I said, like, you making an apology tour. What are you apologizing for? What did the bipolar, like, what did being bipolar impact you in what way? Like, which, oh, it made you say this, that, what exactly, how did it impact you? And this is a play. What's wild about it is, didn't he say that this was going to end up happening? Like, they're going to try to call you crazy. Now he's just calling himself crazy. Now he's just asking his PR person to write something that literally calls him crazy in a different way.
And y'all got to understand, I'm being not only critical on Ye, but I'm also holding Ye's team accountable. If he's not in a state of mind to properly give what an apology looks like, he looked like he sat down with three Jewish lawyers, and they told him what he needed to do. This is crazy. Got that man on that knee like that. I can't unsee this, bro.
But see, and Kanye to me was always like a overly emotional, feminized type of guy. Like, not like, when I say feminized, I mean like overly emotional. And this is why you got to be very careful in expressing certain things, because then now you're going to go on this apology tour, and it takes away from the message that you were actually trying to say, wake people up to certain things that now are coming out as obvious. Like, what are you apologizing for? That's what I need to know.
No, Rock, what you think about this one, Glenn?
Yeah, this is the whole Kim K thing. That's what really set me off first in that letter, when he's saying I some recommendations to get some help from my wife. The same wife that had you looking like a fool, allowing Pete Davidson to post a picture in your bed and to send you that. That's the same woman that's worried about your mental health. Like, miss me with that, bro. Miss me with that. You over here, weren't they still married or separated or maybe just freshly divorced, and you allowing Pete Davidson, a clown, literally, to post, to send a picture to Kanye talking about, I'm in your bed with your chick.
They were practicing some sexual rituals in front of the fireplace with some demonic stuff. That same woman.
This is why we got to not follow these goofy celebrities, in my opinion. And this is why, like, it went back to me like, yo, Malcolm X was breaking down all of this stuff. Everything that Kanye whispers about and expresses in a, as he'll call it, a bipolar way, or stuff like that. It's like Malcolm X was breaking this stuff down so logically. And he had to be so skilled and educated, and he couldn't afford to have a mess up like this. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, damn, like, bro doesn't even get the respect that he deserves. And it just bothers me. It just bothers me. But that's what happens. This is the reason. Malcolm X called this out. They got you following goofy celebrities, comics. And when they can't stand on real principle, and when they can't, and they're not emotional, intelligent like Kanye to express everything that you're saying in a certain way that's not going to now have you coming out doing an apology tour where you're not even saying what you're apologizing for. That's why they give these celebrities these platforms, but you'll never see them give somebody like a Malcolm this type of platform. But
yeah, they talk.
Let's keep going though. I think we only have
to the living room. Now, it's like if you left the house and you left your kid at the house and your kid went and messed up the kitchen and messed up the garage and messed up the living room. Now when you get back, it's your responsibility because that's your child. And that's the way I look at it. It's like I gotta go clean up the kitchen, I gotta clean up the living room, I gotta clean up the garage. Yeah, and it's a big deal for me as a man to come and take accountability for all the things that I've said, and I really just appreciate you embracing me with open arms and allowing me to make amends. And this is the beginning and the first steps and the first brick by brick to build back the strong walls.
Say יהדות, רבי said the Judaism, היא נתנה לעולם את התשובה. Judaism brought to the world a way for someone when he regret about something that he has done wrong. היהדות חיה על התשובה. And the Jews live on this way of if someone did something wrong, you can regret and fix it. And the rabbis are hugging you and hugging everybody. And God willing, and from now on, strong things and good things, and only good. You are a very good man.
Amen. That's the best, man. Yeah, what you think, Glenn?
Well, I'm reading a few people. Romulus said he'd bend the knee. Michelle says he's doing self-inventory. I forgive him. Okay. Good to see different. Good to see the different perspectives. And
Bro, that's BS, bro. How do you forgive? You wouldn't forgive anybody if they came to you and said, I apologize, and don't tell you what they're apologizing for. Like, would that come across as a genuine apology? This three-fourths of this letter was just talking about his accident and giving us information on what bipolar, like, what that medical condition causes people. To each their own, though.
Look, man, I'm noticing a consistency in when messaging is delivered, when visual is delivered, when scripture is delivered, and I'm noticing that the people that may not see things, will see things a certain way, have a consistency about all three of those scenarios I just described, and they see it the same way.
Say it again.
In the sense, like, I'm not rocking with this. This is crazy to me. Let me just be straight up. This is crazy. This is wild. Bending on the knee energy. What? Y'all like that shit. Y'all like that shit. Now look, I don't know the lengths of the children, like you said, Romulus earlier. And so I'm understanding your response, and I would take a knee if my kids were involved. I'm not saying
explain to me. He's saying that
he basically, you saw how he was taking a knee right there. He said, Romulus said he'll take the knee too if his kids were on the hook for some shit. Now, I'm not saying I agree.
How people justify stuff, though. That's that. It's just business. I got a family to feed. like, teach their own. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing with the knee. I'm just saying, for the niggas that would take a knee, I'm seeing what you're saying is the reason you're taking the knee. Not saying I align with it. I'm saying the maths to me. Okay, and I'm not putting my opinion on it. But there's no way y'all just told me this dude who ran around in KKK shit, made a song, pulled up with a swastika, did all this. He had 3 of his rich ass lawyers write a fucking letter, had somebody pull out a fucking camera, record him taking a knee in front of a rabbi, and y'all motherfucker talking about some, yeah, it's genuine. Can y'all breathe? Like, are we eating are we eating breakfast? Or are we eating breakfast? Or are we drinking alkaline water? Like, can we put the Scooby snacks fucking down? Yo, what is going
You
on?
saying as far as people believing it?
Yeah, like, even if you want to believe there's change, guys, look at the approach. You like to see what? I'd like to see enough. If apology gonna be apology, there's no way that y'all thought this is what should be suffice.
And I'm also apologize with the same energy that you know what
made
I mean?
the
Like,
disrespect with.
yeah, come out if you really want to break it down. Have a press conference or something. Or, oh, you're not healthy enough to have a press conference because you're bipolar. So who wrote this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't come across. But I guess it solves what a lot of. I guess it. I don't know. I guess I would have to ask Jewish people or Israeli people, or whoever felt offended by the things that he was saying, if this is enough or how this makes them feel. But this is okay. Like, I just would be looking at this like, oh, okay. But everybody's different, Glenn.
I mean, Dutch said, when did the KKK be? Yeah, did y'all require some of those pastors to get on a knee and apologize?
Yeah. And it's always the black men, bro. It's always the black men. Even when y'all, you remember when did Kyrie end up apologizing? Hold on.
Ain't no way that nigga stood on business.
I think he did, though. I think he did. Hold on, let me.
Yo, some people in a washer machine when they wake up in the morning. Some of y'all got to stay in bed a little longer. I think some of y'all got alarms going off too early. And so it's not giving y'all an opportunity to really get like the juices flowing. You know, y'all don't even have time to eat. Like, y'all roll over, cut this shit on, and then start firing off those thumbs. I need y'all to get up. You know, you can stay in, like, come a little later, like 8:30, usually when we get shit moving. Bro, you can tap in like 8:45. 8:45, go get some breakfast. You know what I mean? Remember, like, when you was taking classes in elementary, they said, make sure you get up, like, make sure you have a good, well-balanced breakfast. I can't keep arguing.
The most important meal of the day.
Yeah, most important meal. I can't keep arguing with y'all if y'all not eating breakfast, because it's showing. There's no nutrients. There's nothing getting here. So this is tough.
Hold on, I want to hear this. So apparently Kyrie put up his apology on Instagram, but then deleted it. And this was his first practice back.
He deleted it.
And can you explain?
Yeah, I delete a lot of things on my Instagram. You know, I've had things that have happened before in my life, probably not as drastic of that moment, which led to a lot of confusion and uncertainty, I felt like, and what I meant and what I stand for. And I had to sit up in these mics and explain to the world who I am when I know who I am. So, you know, I delete things all the time, and it's no disrespect to anyone within the community. Just living my life.
Do you stand by the apology? Do you stand by the words in the apology?
I stand by who I am and why I apologized. And I did it because I care about my family, and I have Jewish members of my family that care for me deeply. Did the media know that beforehand when they called me that word anti-Semitic? No. Did they know anything about my family? No. Everything was assumed. Everything was put out before I had anything to say. And I reacted instead of responding emotionally maturely. I didn't need to be defensive or go at anybody. So I stand by my apology, and I stand by my people everywhere. All walks of life, all races, all religions, same thing.
Were those Jewish people in your family, did they talk to
Oh
you
my
about
God.
that film, and were they hurt by you posting it?
They ain't watch
I've
it.
had a lot of conversations about world history. What was contained in there was contained in there. I didn't agree with everything. I've been up here saying that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. My family is my family. If the media cared about my family and actually, I'm not saying all the media, I don't want to get at anybody, but if specific media members actually cared to do research instead of being the first to report things, then they would know where I come from. So the diversity of my family is beautiful, and I'm just gonna continue to focus in on them. And when I'm in the court, try not to be distracted by y'all.
We're gonna do a couple more and then get him moved.
Yeah.
Compromised.
I just don't know what people are apologizing, but hold on. This is the one that he actually, I think he put on his Instagram. It says, after the suspension, Irving issued an apology on his Instagram expressing regret for the negative impact his post had on the Jewish community. He wrote, to all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected by my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize. He stated that the film contained some false anti-Semitic statements, narratives, and language that were untrue and offensive to the Jewish race and/or religion, and that he took full accountability and responsibility for his actions. He also and later agreed to donate $500,000 towards groups combating hate and intolerance, along with the Nets, emphasizing he opposes all forms of hatred and oppression. Bro,
He dropped half a ticket for the anti-Semitic
with
program.
the Nets. And to be fair, I would expect the Nets to have, put up that. I would hope.
All right, so okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as y'all know who run this fucking streets, as long as y'all know who run the fucking streets, then fuck it. If that's what y'all on, y'all don't even. All right, that's what y'all on. Then fuck it. If y'all know who run this block. Stay in line.
See, I want to know which part in the video documentary. Like, I gotta go through it because there may have been some lies or certain things, but what I don't like that he did was he threw those filmmakers under the bus and presented this in a way where it's like, you didn't even say specifically, if you got an issue with something that I put out in the documentary, rather than you just giving a blanket statement like it told lies that were anti-Semitic, tell me exactly what the lies were. Because now you just threw me under the bus for my documentary, and now people going into it, oh, well, Kyrie said that that's not true. Kyrie said that it's anti-Semitic. Kyrie said those things. You allow now that label to be placed on the documentary. The documentary didn't ask you to jump out the window and retweet it. So now you retweet something about a documentary to where now you encourage more people to watch it for sure, but now you're also giving credibility to the anti-Semitic label that has now been placed on this documentary. I got an issue with that. Like, that's like some snitching type thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's like you trying to throw them under the bus to rationalize. Like, if you have a certain issue with something specifically in it, like I said, when I watched the documentary, the majority of the documentary had nothing to do with Jewish people from my recollection, unless I'm just recalling it just totally incorrectly. But I don't think most people watched it. So most people who didn't watch it, they'll hear that statement and think like, oh, okay, yeah, one thing about it. And I'm like, yo, they didn't even mention these people, but what did Andy write? Andy Dufresne. Where's that from? What is Andy Dufresne from?
Andy, he says, yo, what about?
What's the name from?
Oh, I don't know.
Popular movie? Maybe the best movie ever.
Oh, no idea.
What? You never seen Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah. I don't remember it, though.
Nah, yeah, you clearly don't. The way that you just said that, yeah.
I know what you're talking about. That's the in the crazy asylum joint.
In the prison.
Yeah, I remember that joint. I don't remember it fully though.
Yeah, that's where he got the name from, Andy Dufresne. Tim Robbins. All right, go ahead. So, go ahead. My fault. You were reading. I got stuck on the name. My bad.
You're like a goldfish, bro. Yo, what about all the
I'll frontal lobe from all those hits. Nah, let me stop.
But I'm starting to notice I'll be doing that to you unintentionally. Now I'm gonna start doing it to you on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, remember yesterday, I was like, damn, man, it's bright outside. And you went all the way through like the weather yesterday. And you was like, hold up, what was we talking about?
What were we talking about? Yo, I did say that. Yo, what were we talking about, though?
Yeah.
And you allowed me to go all the way over there. Come on, bro. It's the hits, man.
Yo, what about all the anti-black and anti any other race? Where's the $500,000? What makes those tiny hats so special? I just don't get it. Yo.
I don't know. You laughing a little too hard.
Yo, they got this shit on lot. Look,
go ahead.
Last week, I got my last week, my the way y'all blew my mind about the way shit really is when it comes to these motherfuckers over there. Nah, I don't want to hear now none of this shit. Like, y'all arguing about all this shit. Y'all don't never no. Y'all need the big homie is over there. Y'all don't have to keep arguing. Like, we can all align, y'all. Mm-hmm. We can all be cool. It don't even matter about race no more, bruh. If y'all didn't fuck with niggas, man, just fuck with them now. If y'all didn't fuck with Hispanic, just fuck with everybody. Cause the real problem y'all got ain't got to do with none of these people that y'all seem to have a problem with. It ain't the people getting shipped back out of the country. It ain't no black people over here. No, none of that's the problem. Your problem is them motherfuckers got power and they stand in that shit.
That's what it is, bro.
That's it, bro. Ain't no race, no religion. If you Christian, you better love your Muslims. You better love your the ones that don't believe in God, bro. You need to fuck with everybody because it's gonna take everybody uniting to be able to even come close to the way these boys got this shit souped up. Please, bro, don't be hating in our comments no more. We not the problem, bro. The problem is what no more. We not the problem, bro. We just saw a billionaire on a knee, and we just saw a millionaire apologizing. We're not the problem, y'all. It ain't us, man.
And there's nothing wrong with apologizing if you're apologizing for something that you actually like stand on your apology, but you got to break it down, bro. Like, you got to break it down because other than that, it just looks like you getting bullied to me.
That's why I keep saying when it don't make sense, like you said, when the math don't math, oh yeah, compromise. Somebody telling you what you need to do, and you know when you be seeing these athletes, they'll do some dumb shit off the field, like on some Sauce Gardner, like grilling him out, like he from wherever small town he from, and then he just do some silly shit, and then he got to come up there in front of that fucking step and repeat and apologize for the shit he did, and he be reading that letter that Ye just did. There's a reason that shit sounds the same, bro. He didn't write that shit. Somebody else did. They didn't even sprinkle his words. At least put cuz. At least put my nigga on the back. These niggas be sounding like they Jewish lawyers when they apologize, bro. It's unacceptable, bro. This is plagiarism. This is plagiarism, bro. Somebody put this letter into ChatGPT and see if somebody else wrote this, because this is unacceptable that I just read a novel of an apology when Ye has literally two letters in his name. Now he's writing books to apologize. Man, stop. He is Mr. Simplicity. One color, one beat, one sound, two letters. Now he writing paragraphs to apologize on a knee. Oh my gosh, bro.
I'm about to put it in there. Hold on. I'm about to
put that shit in.
But damn, it's not letting me put it in ChatGPT. It's saying the file. Hold on. Actually, it may be.
Oh man.
Do you think Kanye wrote this? Let me see. Let's see what ChatGPT say. And I'm going to share the screen. So, yeah, I don't think I'm just making something up. Hold on. Is that the right screen, Clay?
Nah, nothing's up yet. Nothing. You don't have anything shown yet.
Hold on. It says, short answer, it's very unlikely Kanye wrote this entirely by himself. Yo. It says, longer but still clear. The ideas are Kanye's. The themes, injury, bipolar disorder, regret, faith, art, forgiveness are all very yay. That part tracks. The execution is not. The structure, tone, medical framing, and legal safe language read like a professional writer, editor, PR, legal review, and likely mental health consultants involved. This is exactly how high-stakes public apologies from celebrities are usually done. Kanye provides thoughts, voice notes, or rough drafts. A writer shapes it into coherent prose. How do you pronounce that? Prose. I don't think it's prose. Yeah. The lawyers remove liability landmines. PR ensures it signals remorse without admitting to crimes or intent. That doesn't mean it's fake. It means it's mediated. What does feel authentically Kanye? The blunt admission of losing touch with reality. All the crazy.
Damn. That seems about right.
On injury and bipolar disorder, the oscillation between grand self, reflection, and humility, the repeated framing of himself as both harmed and responsible. What feels not Kanye? The polished medical citations and who references, the consistent restrained tone throughout, the absence of tangents, word salad, or abrupt pivots, the legal precision. This does not excuse what I did, though. Kanye almost certainly approved everywhere. Yo, ChatGPT is wild. So
Phyllis brings up a good point. Come on, why is this even surprising? Even the president of the U.S. is on his knees. You right, Phyllis.
Shall we move on, Phyllis? Thank you for putting things in proper perspective.
You're right, Phyllis. Thank you for keeping me.
But you know what, though? Because the president, like Kanye, is more. I looked at Kanye. I'm gonna tell you why. I look at people like Kanye as more free than Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I looked at Kanye as more free than Trump. Like I assume that all politicians are controlled to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only reason why we're surprised by Trump is because he was the most non-politician politician. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm not surprised though that Kanye apologized. I'm really not, because he's overly emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like he's overly emotional and he wants to be liked. And he also, in my opinion, grew up as the insecure, not cool kid. So what do we always talk about on here? A lot of times that impacts you moving forward, bro. But I don't know. I wanted to bring up this other video, changing narratives a bit. But this is a video that I wanted to play actually a few weeks ago, or maybe a couple weeks ago. I forget when it only came out 8 days ago. So maybe it was last week. This was Pam Grier reflecting on breaking barriers in just watch the video.
Isn't Pam Grier the one that Kevin Samuels was always talking about?
As far as being pretty.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to get to this part. Hold on.
I actually don't think I've ever.
All right, we'll play the whole thing. It's not that.
Oh, whoopee.
It's funny. I never really even put together who he was referring to.
Yeah.
But you've seen her when she's very young, right? Who was it? Shaq? Who was she in? I forget. Hey, Abuhan, and between Abuhan and BK, bro. We getting in the studio this year, bro. We getting in the studio this year on God. On God, we getting in the studio. The ladies looking beautiful in the okay.
Wings.
I see good for you on that
Now look,
Ozempic.
you just walked out to the theme song of your 1974 classic Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
By Willie Hutch. Your groundbreaking roles from Coffee to Foxy Brown to Jackie Brown. All right?
And more.
There's so many.
Oh my
Look at
God.
that. I mean, you know, you embodied the don't with me woman.
We started this toxic femininity.
Yeah. Did you?
Very quickly, hold up. We got to address that. Pause. White Christians, William Wilberforce, Thomas Clarkson ended the slave trade, but never mentioned in textbooks. Written by Masad McGraw-Hill. At first, I thought that was a joke, but I think that's actually serious. That puts right. That's yeah. So William Wilberforce. Let's take a hold up. Let me take a screenshot. I want to go make sure we go back and check them out.
If I'm not mistaken, McGraw-Hill are the textbooks.
Textbooks, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently Mossad, didn't we talk about this the other day, how Mossad had something to do with writing some of our textbooks or Israel or something like that?
Okay.
First, thank you, that puss. Definitely goes a long way. And you gave us something to look up. So we'll look that up and definitely have a conversation about it. But let's keep going.
Do you ever think that after all this time you would still elicit this kind of response from people who grew up watching you do what they wanted to do, what they felt compelled to do, but were not in a position to do on the screen?
I got a lot of it from you.
Well, let me ask you this, because you've been the first so many times, but you were the first Black woman on the cover of Miss Magazine in 1975. You paved the way for Black female representation in the stunt industry as well. But before breaking all those barriers in Hollywood and other places, you faced a lot of racism growing up in Columbus, Ohio. How did that shape you?
Whew. Well, the military wouldn't allow Black families to live on the base, so you had to live in an apartment. And you couldn't take a bus. You couldn't afford a car. You walked. Your dads walked to the base. And sometimes we would go from tree shade to get back to the apartment. My brother and I, my mom, with bags, and my mom would go, "Don't look, don't look, don't look," and she'd pull us away. Wow. Because there is someone hanging from a tree. And they have a memorial for it now, where you can see where people were and left. And it triggers me today to see that a voice can be silenced. And if a white family supported a Black, they're gonna get burned down or killed or lynched as well.
Yeah.
Pam, you've done too many extraordinary.
All right, so
I see where you going.
where am I going? I want to know where you think I'm going. That's actually very interesting.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't this Cap? And you about to reference the time in which that stuff happened.
Oh, so you saw some of this?
No, what's funny, I didn't see this. I didn't see anything about this. I was on Instagram and there was a small clip of somebody claiming, I was reading on Threads that Pam Grier said she see X, Y, and Z. Then I saw a Black woman said, "How the fuck did you see this shit? This shit wasn't even going down like that." And I just kept strolling on Threads. And it's ironic you're bringing this up.
Yeah. So according to this is what my homie said on ChatGPT. So, and I want to be clear because it may have been happening, it may not have been happening, but just to lead in, and then I'll tell y'all afterwards where I stand. But so a lot of people are questioning this because Pam Grier was born in 1949. The last recorded, now this just may be recorded. They may have still been doing this, but the last recorded confirmed lynching in Ohio took place in 1911, nearly 40 years before Grier was born. Because of that gap in documented history, people online, including commentators and media, have said her description of seeing lynched bodies in that specific place and time doesn't match the historical record. That's why some refer to her comments as a falsehood or exaggeration, though others say she's describing a personal experience or intergenerational trauma that might not align neatly with public death records. So What do you think? Clay's not answering. The reason why I brought it up is because it wasn't probably within. I mean, I don't know what I don't even remember the question that Whoopi asked her, but I think we have to be very careful of this. We have to be very careful in understanding that, in my opinion, this is my opinion, every single time like somebody's taken up an opportunity to remind us of the racism that they experienced, and to me, it's becoming a bit fabricated. It doesn't seem to be genuine. There's no way that I could tell her what she didn't see. Even if we could say, well, public records, they didn't show this, but you're trying to paint a picture of a place that perhaps wasn't as accurate as if somebody who never heard of Columbus, Ohio, now they're thinking that, in 1949, people just driving around, or in the 1950s, people just driving around seeing lynchings. I don't know if that was the case. But to me, everything is made about race. This is the first question that you ask her when she comes on. And I understand she may have, been coming into the movie scenes when Black women didn't have these type of roles. I understand that, but everything that we see in society is just made about race. And perhaps that is setting the tone on a lot of the way that we see things, or adjusting our lens to see everything through this critical race theory mindset, where the first thing that we address or we see a situation and process the situation through is just through somebody's skin color. Maybe you're seeing it a little bit different, Glad.
No, you're spot on. My camera cut off, so I got to change it. But no, yeah, I mean, it's just, we can't even talk about.
Like, I don't know if what you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say you're a liar, because obviously there's certain things that happen that are not reported.
Yeah.
But is this really, like, is this how I just question, like, were you really impacted by this? If so, how much? Like, break it down. Like, did you really see this, or is this something that you're just making up to try to elevate, the time, what influenced you to tell a good story and all these different things? It's like,
yeah. It's like, damn, we can't get into.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go. My fault. Go ahead.
No, it's because you can't see me. My bad. I'm about to. But it's like, damn, we can't talk about the talents. Like, damn, we can't go. Like, damn, like, what was your tough role? Like, it's all, we always got to take it here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we wonder why niggas be tired of hearing it. We don't allow an opportunity for I don't know. This is that left shit though that you be talking about.
Yeah, it just seems like everybody's trying to stoke the fire, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody's trying to stoke the fire. Everybody, like, they understand what gets ratings. They understand, when I looked on that YouTube, what was the most replayed part? It's that part of her saying it. And it's just like, I don't know. It just seems like we can't get out of this hole that we continuously do. It's like everything's about race. Like, really, everything.
Yeah, like, damn, nigga, I don't even give a fuck no.
Yeah. All right, we won't spend too much time, and we're gonna get out of here a bit earlier than we were yesterday. Glay and I, we about to start switching it up. We about to start doing more just live streaming and just streaming throughout the day. We were talking yesterday, so hopefully that'll be the direction, especially when we move into the new studio next week.
Oh shit, that's next week.
Yeah, that's next week, Glay. Come on, baby. We're moving in there next week. I guess what I'll finish everybody off with is just a reminder of how amazing Black culture is. This is behind the scenes footage of Meg Thee Stallion's new video, I believe, unless that's mistaken. It may be mistaken. Can you see them? This is just a daily reminder that
this is trolling.
That no, it's not trolling. I just want to remind people that perhaps some of our problems are not just the white man and white supremacy. I know a lot of people will see that this white man with the camera and blame it on him and say, see, it's the white man always holding the camera to Black people behaving like niggas. You got to be responsible for your actions.
Yo, he's got a mask on. Yo.
Is this? Hold on. This may have been 2025, maybe. Maybe this is an old video. But just look at this is insane, bro. This is how and then we got the nerve to talk about how conservatives feel about black people. This is the lady that Kamala Harris. This is the music video for the lady that Kamala Harris brought on stage.
You ain't never looking
to share in her in the credibility of Kamala Harris as the vice president going for president. So all the little girls will see Meg Thee Stallion as a friend of Kamala Harris and will look up to Meg Thee Stallion and her videos like this.
Bitch ain't hurting. I ain't even finna argue, bitch. One thing I know, two things for certain. None of these hoes ain't shit in my face. And none of these hoes
this man, bro.
And I keep talking about
Yo, look at
y'all.
yo, this is crazy. Yo. Yo, man, tag me. I'm going back to my Jewish community. I can't deal with this.
I can't vote with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Let me get on here. Hold on. Let me apologize. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bring me back on the team. Like,
yo, drop the knee, bro. Just get on the knee.
I
Bro,
want out, bro.
Bro, he got a mask on like that.
I want out, man. I want out, man. All right, let's wrap this up. I was trolling y'all a little bit. Just figured we finish off the show with a little bit of a laugh. Romulus said Trump had Kid Rock, man. I'll go with Kid Rock over Meg. I'm choosing Kid Rock, man. That's wild, yeah. But neither here nor there. They did have Amber Rose, though. But they had a reformed Amber Rose. They had the conservatives. But all right, so let's finish up. We're gonna finish up today's show. Do us a favor. Like. Matter of fact, so I saw Big Bro Steve, right? Is that Erica twerking? You know what is funny though? Did you see Lara Trump do the music video? I think they put it down, they took it down or something like that. You didn't see Lara Trump? Hold up. I don't know. Yeah, hold up. Lara Trump music video. Let me see if I can find it. I think Donald made her take it down. Let me see. Hold Lara Trump music video. Hold on. You had to have seen this. Here we go. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Everybody rapping 2026. We all coming for it, yo. Yo, this is hilarious to me, bro. She not rapping though. I want to hear the song though. So we'll see. Shout out to Lara Trump, man. Shout out to Lara Trump, man. All right, let's do me a favor. Like. We're getting ready to get into the most important part of the show, our box breathing technique that was introduced to us by our big bro Steve. It's simple. 4-second inhale, being very intentional with the positive energy that we're inhaling. Then do a 4-second hold. Then we do a 4-second exhale, which we're releasing all the negative energy, limiting energy that we may have built up, and any just energy that is not pushing towards a positive cause, I guess we'll say. And then we're going to do a 4-second hold, and then we'll repeat that 3 more times for a total of 4. If you are in a safe place, I recommend closing your eyes, but to each their own. All right, so we're going to begin now with a 4-second inhale. Ready, begin.
Why are you looking?
Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Keep holding, getting ready to go through our last cycle. Be very intentional with this inhale. Ready, begin. Can you wait 1 second? Hold. That shit might have messed me up. Hold. Getting ready to do our exhale. Release the remaining bit of that negative energy. Hold. All right. What's up? I'm on live.
I don't know when you're leaving. I just need to know if I can use the car.
Yes.
Don't be an asshole.
Like, did I not say this is the most important part of the show? Because you stood there, you know, Clay, if you see somebody standing here while I'm doing my box breathing, clearly I'm gonna open my eyes. Like I can hear you tiptoeing and standing right here. Like obviously, if I know that this is the most important part of the show, and I'm thinking it's something important, but yeah. Oh my God. Oh, man. Stand strong, fellas. Y'all know what we come here to do. Elevate on purpose, both from an intentional standpoint, raising our standards to become the best leaders we can become. Why? Because these are needed now more than ever. Let's become the change that we want to see in the world. And in order to do so, we need to make sure that we're constantly developing ourselves so that way we can go after these audacious goals that we set for ourselves. Strength and honor, onward and upward. Let's get to that bag. What do we mean when we say get to the bag? What are we focusing on throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month? All the quote unquote little things that add up to the big things and what our overall impact on this world will be. Like we like to call our what, Glay? Our personal legend.
Personal legend.
There you go. You got to figure out what's in your bag. The things that I like to focus on: peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, integrity in everything we do. And of course, got to add that balance. And Glay, give me that little sprinkle of perspective. Perhaps the most important thing. Matter of fact, we should be leading with perspective. Maybe we should start off. That should be the first ingredient. Like you said earlier, Glay, let's just from a starting point, let's realize like, okay, what are we walking into this situation with?
Yeah.
What are my biases? How can I have a clear understanding, be objective as possible into this scenario? I think that'll allow us to process things better. But that's all I got, Glay.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Michelle funny.
Yeah, that was a funny one. No,
yeah, I'm looking like, yo, why is somebody? I felt like somebody was in here.
Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
And watch my playlist, bro. Kanye said if he ever apologized, then they got him. Yo, that's the thing. When people write stuff like that, like, do we take it seriously? Is this like it's now the time to go in?
But what does Gotham even look like?
Like, go rescue Kanye, go get him out of there.
I don't even know what that looks like. Like, what does Gotham even look like for us?
I don't know, man.
Do we send him like a text or
is Kanye chained up somewhere, man? And I told you what got me was the Kim reference, man. That got me. The Kim reference makes me think that Kanye's in trouble.
So they said it.
Oh help! Craig's in trouble. Call.
They said it wasn't Kim. It's the new joint. Bianca.
Oh, that's what they're saying. His wife. Oh,
yeah.
His new joint. Oh,
yeah.
That would make sense.
A little more sense.
More sense. It would make sense that he would write it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mean, because he had her wilding, like dressing butt naked and stuff like. But see, that's the thing. That's why we can't follow these goofies, bro. That's why, like, I miss Malcolm, bro. I miss Malcolm. We'll leave it there. Let's see. Hold on. Big Bro Steve wrote, all tyrannies rule through fraud and force, but once the fraud is exposed, they must rely exclusively on force. George Orwell. That's a good one. Romulus said they got him because they were going to kill his family. They put a multiple $1 million hit on him. He didn't care until they threatened his family. Yo, is this a fact? Like, hold up, bro. Because I saw you write this earlier, and I wasn't sure if you were serious or not. That really is a thing?
But is it Bianca, his wife? Isn't she the daughter of like Balenciaga? I believe he met her from, I think she's the daughter of the creator of Balenciaga. Could somebody correct me if I'm wrong? these ain't like these type of people ain't just like these people aren't like sidewalks. Like these people got money. I'm not now. I don't know if they got power, but I'm not thinking like the creator of Balenciaga. You can just step on his shit or like you can't get around those people.
Hold up,
like,
she can't be the daughter of the, because wasn't he beefing with Balenciaga?
He was.
Oh no, so it says no. She's not the daughter of the creator of Balenciaga.
Oh, maybe she was a model then. I take that back. I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe a model then.
Okay,
she looks like a model. But her background is in architecture and fashion design, so maybe something like in that area.
Okay, then that changes my answer completely. Never mind. Yeah, man, damn, even a billionaire can't like. Ye's a billionaire with reach, and he still had to pop that knee. All right, then y'all be acting like y'all gonna stand on any type of business. Please shut the fuck up. All right, moving on. See y'all.
Yo, love y'all. I see Robert tapping in. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Nah, never left, bro. I mean, never late.
Our Baker, that's our guy.
Yeah, Finro, strength and honor, one love. I appreciate you all.
Appreciate it, Finn.
Definitely, sincerely appreciate all the wisdom and opinions shared in the chat. Y'all rock. Y'all definitely do rock. Y'all are the show.
Yeah.
Thank y'all, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. I got a bunch of things to catch up on as far as people sending us stuff, Clay. So maybe we'll report on some of those things tomorrow.
Report the news.
Report
live. I'm at the wrong airport.
I'm at the wrong airport.